So Shreyansh, over you.
Okay. Hi guys, myself Shreyansh, and I'm actually Sanyukta's batchmate, as well as currently I'm working as a apparel head at Sabyasachi. So I think so that's enough. I basically belong to Gwalior. I studied textile design from NIFT Bhopal. Other than that, I don't think so.
One question, Shreyansh, on that behalf. जब आप किसी के सामने ये बोलते हो, you are from NIFT Bhopal, तो कभी कोई आपसे ये पूछता है कि भोपाल क्यों, ये तो बहुत छोटा सा सेंटर है, कैसे आ गए? So
actually, this question used to come along my way when I had joined Sabyasachi, because that was the time. I think so we were the fourth batch from the college, and people were not very much aware about that there is a center in Bhopal as well. So people asked me, okay, Bhopal may be center. I was like, obviously there is a center, but I don't think so. And in today's time, where we are in today's year, it doesn't matter that you're from Bhopal or Delhi or Bombay or Chennai or Calcutta, anywhere. Because in the end, what matters is the talent you have. What matters is the opportunities you get throughout the way and how you utilize them, how you use them. So that's basically the major thing which matters to everyone in the industry. So एक सबसे पहले तो मैं ये पूछना चाहूँगा कि मैं इंग्लिश में बात करूँ, हिंदी में बात करूँ, whichever languages ज़्यादा अच्छी लग रही हो सबको.
बंगाली के 2 लाइन सुना दे तू.
बंगाली की लाइन, बंगाली मेरी बहुत बुरी है, जो बंगाल से वो मुझे बहुत जज करे.
एक बार बोल दे.
কি বলবো আমি কিছু জানি না, আমি ভালো বাংলা পারবো না.
Kakan, was he correct?
हाँ मैम, करेक्ट.
मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि बोलची अभी, मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आया मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. बेबी ओके श्रेयांश, एक बहुत ही बड़ा डाउट है या मिथ है जो मुझे आपसे यहाँ पे क्लियर करनी है. सारे बच्चे हैं यहाँ पे बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं, या बहुत सारे बच्चे मेरे पास आते हैं जब एडमिशन्स के लिए, तो वो मुझे यही बोलते हैं कि मैम मुझे फैशन डिजाइन में जाना है, सिर्फ फैशन डिजाइन में जाना है, उनको टेक्सटाइल्स के बारे में कुछ पता नहीं है. And like they have zero knowledge about textiles. जहां तक मैं उनको गाइड कर सकती हूँ, I show my projects and I guide them throughout. But you are the live example. मैं जो बच्चों को देना चाहूंगी, he is a textile designer, and what I believe Sabyasachi was a textile designer.
Yes.
है ना?
He was basically a fashion designer, but
he was okay fine. तो आप अब मुझे ये बताओ कि how can a student like वो अपने पाथ कैसे लेकर के जा सकते हैं अगर वो टेक्सटाइल्स में होते हुए अपैरल्स पे काम करना चाहते हैं तो?
Okay. So when we study in NIFT, क्या होता है कि जो curriculum है हमारा, it's designed in such a manner that every individual, be it from fashion, be it from textiles, be it from accessories, or be it from leather, they have an experience and overall outlook on all kind of sections and all kind of departments. For example, a person who is studying in fashion in NIFT, they will also have a course or a subject in one of the years where they learn about the textiles, fabrics, textures, and everything. Because until unless you are aware about how a fabric falls, what is the construction of a fabric, how well can you use it in what season, what kind of dart manipulations or what kind of pattern making and manipulations can that fabric take, until unless you have that basic knowledge of fabric, you won't be able to derive your patterns out of those fabrics. So that is one part where fashion designers are taught about textile. And when we talk about textile design, they also have advanced subjects where they have advanced pattern making, they have pattern making manipulations, and a lot of opportunities they get to learn about patterns. Now it's up to the student who's studying textiles or fashion or any other streamline from NIFT. It's up to them what do they want to do first of all, because the course is designed in such a way it doesn't tell you what to do in future. It enhances your skills, it enhances and brings out your talent, and it gives you a chance to show your creativity and explore your creativity. Now, to explore your creativity, you have your own independent option that you want to apply those creativities in the field of apparels, or be it home furnishing, or be it bags, accessories or leather design or jewelry. So that is how the NIFT course is designed, or any other design college is designed this way. So ask me.
So if any student is not getting fashion in NIFT, nahi mil raha hai usko, so they can go blindly towards textiles and they can explore their ways through textiles, है ना, आराम से कर सकते हैं, because हमें 5th 6th semester में पैटर्न मेकिंग, एडवांस पैटर्न मेकिंग सारी चीजें सिखाई गई थी, जो कि आप प्रेफरेबली फैशन डिजाइन में सीखते हो फ्रॉम स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द लाइक सेमेस्टर्स, ठीक है? ओके, सो हाउ इज योर एक्सपीरियंस, इंडस्ट्रियल एक्सपीरियंस?
ठीक है, firstly I'll add to your point where you said we explore everything textiles. We had subjects in 6th semester. I'll add to it because what people think that college is from 9 to 5. तो हमको बस उतना ही पढ़ना है जो किताब में पढ़ा है, उतना ही पढ़ना है और खत्म. Creativity is again a thing which comes out from somebody's inner conscious, which comes out from somebody's own mind, which comes out from somebody's own personal experiences. And those personal experiences doesn't mean that it has to be related to design. It can be anything. जब आप बचपन में हो, छोटे से, and you have seen mom's chiffon sari and you fall in love with that fabric. आपको तब नहीं पता होता है वो शिफॉन है, लेकिन जब आप बड़े होते हैं तब आपको समझ में आता है अच्छा वो शिफॉन था. So these are the personal experiences. Anyways, develop your creativity and abilities to explore your creative conscious. So that is how when students they go to NIFTs or these colleges, they think that 9 to 5 पढ़ लिया, exam दे दिया, grades आ गए, खत्म. No, college is the only place where you can explore. Completely explore. It can be in fashion, it can be in textiles. You can explore. You can be a textile person, you can explore apparels. It's up to you, because there is no book or a syllabus for saying that it's for textiles or fashions. It's completely open. It's like a wide open book. You can read history about textiles or fashion from America. You can read from UK, France, Italy, Germany, Australia, anywhere, or Japan per se. You can learn about designers. That is why we are told and taught about a lot of designers, how they work, what is their design sensibility and design vocabulary. So the college is the only time where you can, after 5 o'clock also, you can think, okay, I want to do creative pattern making. So I have learned only basic patterns. I want to learn dart manipulations. Oh, that's done. I want to do some deconstructive patterns or constructive patterns. Komedi Garcos is one of the designers who does a lot of deconstructive patterns. So these are the areas where you can explore on yourselves. You don't have to abide by the book. You can abide by the book just to pass, but rest of the creativity to explore, it's up to you. And when we talk about my industry experiences, first of all, I would like to say that I also wanted to do fashion when I was giving design. Somehow my parents didn't allow, and that time the thing which I got, okay, I was like, okay, next to fashion is textiles. I was like, okay, I'm good with it, let me take it. When I took textiles, most of the people in the classroom were more I would say whatever we were taught, they were applying onto the home furnishing textiles and home furnishing products. Whereas my approach was like, I wanted to do fashion, so I was quite inclined towards apparels. So I was clear in my mind that whatever I learn, I have to apply in the field of apparels. So if I have to apply it in the field of apparels, it's up to my own extensiveness that I'll go and learn about pattern, and I'll make sure that I learn basic patterns. I made sure that I learn different kind of constructions in menswear and women's wear, and understood the nuances of fashion design. So that was the basic knowledge which I wanted. And when I came here in industry, so actually the process, how it started, I'll start stage by stage. I'll give you examples. So in college, we used to have a lot of invitations from different kind of competitions. The competitions were open to everyone. The competitions came from all over India, all over the world. Competitions were local also. So that time I didn't think about, okay, these are low standard competitions. It's just on a city. Why should I do it? Or it's just on a college level. Why should I do it? I didn't give that thought. I thought so that this is my way of exploring my my creative world. So I took part in as many as competitions I could. And whatever creativity I wanted to show, or whatever I wanted to do with apparels, I did on those competitions. It's not that I've not done home furnishing during college. I did those also, but it was up to us. It's up to us as students do you explore the chances and opportunities that is given by the college to you, and how do you apply it best for your future? So that is how I think so. My industry experience started when I was in college. I met a lot of designers during that time. The designers were from South India. I met models at that time. It was quite fascinating for us. Sanyukta was with me. We were one of the Design Awards India, which was all over Asia for all the Indian students. So we got selected, and it was kind of motivation to what I was doing was right for me. It gave me that motivation. So we started applying all those things. We learned about textiles as much as we can. I think so. We learned and we read a lot of books out of syllabus, which gave us more history about textiles. Yeah, about traditional textiles, about our roots, because a lot of textiles, because India has always been, before partition, after partition, or before independence, or from the Mughal era, has always been one of the most and the best place to produce textiles and to produce extensive and elaborate textiles. Be it muslin of Bengal, be it Banaras from brocades, be it Ashavali from Gujarat, be it Kanchivaram or chins from south of India, be it Pashmina from Kashmir. So we have so many different kind of textiles within our country. So that made me more curious and made me push towards learning about these textiles. Because when within a country, when you have so many I would say so many different regions which have different temperatures and different climate controls and everything, where you see the north part is extremely cold, south part is extremely hot, and yet then you see that there is a cotton weaving, there's a wool weaving, there's a silk weaving, there's a, I would say, jute weaving, so many different fibers applied within one area or within one country. It made all of us curious to learn about it, that how are these things done. And gradually, I think so, it grew on me, and I anyways had interest in textile. I anyways had interest in traditional textiles. My interest in traditional textiles developed because they give you a complete idea of how to apply your design vocabularies, about how to apply your design concepts, because everything drew out or came out of some logic. Why did people started weaving cotton in South? Because first of all, it was abundant. Cotton has high wicking properties, that it's very good to wear in summer. It absorbs your sweat and quickly dries it out. So there was a logic behind producing cotton within India. Because
so as I have already always explained you कि हम कुछ भी करते हैं उसके पीछे एक मोटिव होता है, एक नॉलेज होती है, उस एरिया के बारे में हमें पता होना चाहिए, अपने क्लाइंट्स के बारे में पता होनी चाहिए कि उस एरिया में कैसे फैब्रिक्स पहने जाते हैं, एवरीथिंग, देन ओनली यू एंड अप टू लाइक कम टू अ डिजाइन. डिजाइन ऐसे ही नहीं बनती है, आपका पूरा रिसर्च वर्क जाता है उसके पीछे, एंड देन यू आर गोइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट. या प्लीज कैरी ऑन.
A lot of times जब लोग बोलते हैं कि यार ये क्या है, एक प्रिंट तो बनाना है, कौन बैठ के रिसर्च करेगा. Research is not for the person who's sitting right in front of you. Research is for yourself. Because और research का मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि हम हर वक्त ही उसी चीज में घुसे रहे. Research can be any time. आप Instagram देखते हो, Instagram में 50,000 about antique textiles. You can see that there are thousands and thousands of books about and articles on internet about textiles. आप वो पढ़ सकते हो, आपको अपने आप नॉलेज मिलेगा कि ये टेक्सटाइल्स बनने का, ये प्रिंट बनाने का, या उस कलर को यूज करने का क्या मतलब था. जैसे डेजर्ट्स में राजस्थान और गुजरात में जो नाम का एक प्रिंट होता है जो चिंट से निकला था, बट गुजरात और राजस्थान में उसको बहुत ही ब्राइट कलर्स में बनाते हैं. Reason behind that, because the area is so dry and arid that there is no water. Since there is no water, there is no greenery. So all and everything which is around those people is in the tones of beige, mustards and tans. So if somebody is seeing such thing on a daily basis or on an hourly basis, seeing such dry area around them, they get it's a human nature. They have a depression about the surroundings. So what these people did was to bring in life in their surroundings. They started using these colors which were not available or which were not visible to them in their daily lives. That is how they made their lives romantic, and they made their lives happening, and they made their lives so interesting that today also when we sit, we see, okay, Gujarat ka ye textile, Rajasthan ka ye print. This is how this came up. Also, when you study about, because a lot of people have, I would say, have copied block printing across the world. But when you learn about Jaipuri block print, when you talk to your mom or your grandmom or किसी से भी बात करो तो पता चलता है, बोलते नहीं ये ना वो जमाने वाली बात नहीं है. हम लोग भी कुछ मम्मी का साड़ी देखते हैं तो देखते हैं अरे यार आजकल जो मिलता है वो जमाने वाली बात नहीं है. उसका रीजन ये है कि अगर आपको जयपुरी या सांगानेरी ब्लॉक प्रिंट करते हो, वहां पे एक नदी बहती है, उसके पानी में there are minerals, there are irons, there are other different kind of nutrients which help that textile and that color and that print to attain that hand and feel and that look. So अगर कोई ये नहीं पता वो सामने जाके इसको replicate करता रहे जापान में जाके, उसको कभी वो same textile नहीं मिलेगा. So that is how I think so.
And one thing, कि these things no one is going to tell you, neither your faculties. You just have to explore. और explore सिर्फ आप book से नहीं कर सकते अपने research center पे जाकर के, but while traveling we went to like सूरत या फिर मुंबई, जहाँ पे भी हमने अपने internships करी है, graduation projects करे हैं, वहाँ पे आप जाओगे, वहाँ के culture को देखोगे, चीजों को आप explore वहाँ से करते हो. So that is important, है ना? Yeah, please.
Indeedly true, because आप अगर एक्सप्लोर नहीं करोगे आप उसको अपने डिजाइन में कभी लगा ही नहीं पाओगे. आज मैं बैठकर ये नहीं सोचता हूँ today when we design and we sit with Sabya and when we design a lot of things, when we give him feedback, because once he's designing he asks us what is your feedback, and there's put some you have to put in inputs while you are designing with him. So until unless ये मैंने अगर कभी देखा नहीं होता या मैं क्यूरियस होकर इसके बारे में पढ़ा नहीं होता, मैं आज वो अप्लाई नहीं कर पाता. हम लोग किसी चीज को पढ़ते हैं और सोचते हैं इसको हमको तुरंत अप्लाई करना है. जरूरी नहीं है, हम हो सकता है उसको 8 साल बाद अप्लाई करें, 4 साल बाद. तो इट्स अगेन ही टेक्सटाइल्स और डिजाइन इज लाइक एन ओपन बुक. आप जितना पढ़ोगे, जितना एक्सप्लोर करोगे, जितना चीजों को बियॉन्ड बुक्स जाओगे, you will get to know more. Because college is the only time, and before college is the only time when you get to explore and express yourself. Because once you start working for somebody else, you are expressing their ideas and their views and their design vocabulary. You are not able to express everything of what is yours. You can only apply your knowledge. So this is the right time to grasp as much as knowledge you can, and then apply it later wherever you work or you start your own brand, and when you go to college or whatsoever. It always helps. It has always helped me. So post to that, I think so. If I talk about the difference between textile and fashion design, I would say if somebody is not getting fashion, textile is the next best thing to go for, because you get to know about a lot of design and about a lot of how to make.
Yeah.
A lot of concepts get cleared. Yes. And any case, with small courses and small extra subjects which you get and you put in extra hours, आप अपने आप ही pattern making सीख जाओ. Because again, textile is very based on history, art, and a lot of theory and a lot of practicals and science. Whereas pattern making is based on basic concepts, but more you practical it or more you do it practically, the more better you get. So studying fashion with basic concept, that you can do with textile design as well. It's not a problem. But as much as you explore, as much as you do practicals, it will be more useful for you, and you'll get to learn a lot of things. Like even after 24 years in business, Sabya still today on a daily basis he learns. He says, okay, this is a new thing that I've learned. So it's not, if that person is saying this thing after 24 years being in business, that's a different thing.
Okay, students here, if you want, you can ask questions. जो fashion and textiles में interested हैं, NID and NIFT both. Anyone?
Yes, I would.
Yes. Who?
Ma'am, Tani.
अच्छा, एक मिनट, रिचा सर पूछो.
Should I ask my question?
Okay, one by one, guys.
Hello, sir. I'm Richa, and I want to go for NIFT. So my question is, how are you able to land this position in Sabyasachi?
बता अपनी placement की कहानी.
God. So first of all, when you go to college or जब आप school में होते हो, ठीक है, and when you see your seniors or somebody out in the universe, you see, okay, सब लोग बहुत पैसा कमा रहे हैं यार, बहुत पार्टी कर रहे हैं, हमको भी पैसा ही कमाना है. So let's go and कुछ तो करते हैं. During our time, visual merchandising was flourishing a lot, had a lot of jobs. used to offer a lot of money for people who were getting into visual merchandising. So once I finished college, I didn't pay any heed to my resume or to my portfolio, whatever things I had done, and I was like, I'll go and join a mass comm company, or I'll just take on a visual merchandising company. Because भैया एक तो पैसा बहुत मिलेगा और दूसरा इस जगह जा सकते हो उस जगह जा सकते हो, मैं यही लाइफ चाहिए, ये तो लाइफ सेट है अपनी. But the problem was when I reached there and I gave interview, I was like, I don't think so. This is my thing. And again, like I kept on pushing it. I went to first placement I went to was Bangalore, and there was a Sabyasachi team who was sitting there, but I didn't go for my interview. I was like, I didn't give any interview over there in Bangalore placement. Bombay placement I went. By that time my head was a little clear that okay, I don't want this VM job. Let me try for a design job. So I applied and I sat and gave interviews for one of the companies for menswear in Dubai. And I was like, okay, finally मैं Dubai dirham में कमाऊंगा and खूब आराम से उड़ाऊंगा. So like, let's go. And gave the interview. While giving the interview, I got shortlisted. We were two people. One was from masters and I was from bachelors. But they took on the masters person because he had experience in menswear and I was a fresher. I didn't feel anything bad about it. After that, I think so. We went to Delhi. By the time, one of my friends, she told me that, okay, I thought so you always wanted to work with Sabyasachi. I was like, that was true. That was my hidden dream. When I was in class 10th, I decided, because I had seen one of Sabyasachi's lehenga and I was so curious about his lehenga. I was like, what the hell is this? I can't understand. What is this? It's so pretty and so intriguing. So that time, when we reached on the first day in Delhi placement, I saw that there was Anita Dongre in one room, and the another room, it was Sabyasachi's interview going on. So I just passed on my resume. I was like, okay, from wherever they call me, I'll go and give the interview. So Anita Dongre gave me a call and they asked me for my portfolio and we submitted it. While my portfolio was lying on their table, I got a call from Sabyasachi's side. I was like, okay, now I'm in a dilemma. I'm in quite a spot. I like what to do. I sneaked inside the Anita Dongre's room. I picked up my portfolio and went to Sabyasachi's room. When I peeked inside Sabyasachi's room, I saw that Mr. Sabyasachi himself is sitting there. I was like, oh shit, I should have been excited because I have always wanted to meet him and see him. And out of the blue, or I think so, surprisingly, I was super calm. So we entered. And there were people from Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. There were toppers and everyone, like different kind of talent was there. So he called 8 of us together inside the room, and he started asking questions one by one. I was sweating from my tip to toe, actually, literally, like it was dripping. I could feel it. I was like, okay, let's calm down. Let's see what questions he asks. So one by one, he asked about, okay, what have you done in college, or what are the things which you like? You're from Textiles. So I had done few projects in advanced design project where I took inspiration from Game of Thrones and made a collection, developed textiles out of it. So he went there and he sat there. He asked me, since you're from Textiles, you have to show me only one of your work out of 4 years of college, which you are very proud of. Now, it was such a big task, but I think so. God was helping me, or what was the time? I don't know that time. That it clicked into my mind because I had developed a textile in college, which was made out of, like, जब हम t-shirts पहनते हैं उसके ऊपर logo print होता है, उसको plastisol बोलते हैं. So it's a resin kind of thing जिससे plastic का printing होता है. वो एक material से बनता है. So what I had done in college was I took that material and I had made it like a mehndi cone, a big ice cream cone, and I sprayed it and sprinkled it like a mesh onto a stainless steel sheet, passed it through a stentor, which is one of the textile machinery, and scraped it off so it became like a mesh fabric. So I showed it to him, that fabric, and he loved it. He said, it's quite smart to use this as a textile, because what I had done is, after doing that, I draped that fabric onto the dummy. Since it was plastic, I used a blower, a hair dryer, and I started blowing that whole textile. So it started melting and getting stuck to each other. So there were no stitching seam lines within the whole top. And then I had later woven it with metal chains. So how he saw it, and he's like, this is super smart. I really like it. And I think we had 3 rounds of interview. First was this. In the second interview round, he asked me about colors and about traditional Indian textiles. I was like, and he asked me pick up any one textile and explain me about those textiles. I explained him about block printing. I explained him about brocades. I explained him about a lot of different kind of weavings. We had gone to a cluster in Mandsaur where we saw a lot of cotton weaving done by women in the village. I explained him all of those things. The last round was quite difficult because we were only I think so 2 positions were left, and he said so I was on the 4th number and we were sitting together. He said, you guys have to, since you guys all love Sabyasachi as a brand, you guys have to comment on 5 good things about the brand and 5 bad things about the brand. The first lady whosoever was started with the price point or something like that. By the time he came to me, he said, okay, you guys can't comment on price point. You can't comment on any unaffordability of the product. You can only comment on design. So he told me that tell me 3 things which you like about Sabyasachi and which you hate about Sabyasachi. So like a fool, I started about the 3 things which I hate about Sabyasachi. I was like, either I'll get this job or I'll be blacklisted from the hiring. The first thing which I told him that these are breathless designs. He was like, what do you mean by breathless? And by that time, I had almost had a heart attack, because if Sabyasachi is stopping you and asking, what is breathless? So I said, by breathless, I mean, sir, there is no negative space in that design, in your designs right now. It's too busy. There's no clarity of color. There's no clarity of embroidery. I can understand that the product has a lot of layering, but it's not visible. There is no breathing space in the design. And I think so this was the question which landed me this job, because that was the time when he was also getting bored of his own designs, where he said that it's too complicated, it's too busy, that I don't like it. Because when we joined here, the first brief he gave to the whole design team was that I want designs which have space, which has breathing space. So also you can see how a designer himself is learning from his own mistakes. Like he did one collection, after that he did another collection, and he learned one after the other. So that is how I think so. He signed on my resume and said this, I'm closing the hiring. And that was I was the last person to be hired. I was given as a sari aesthetics person in the sari department. He said, you'll be the head of aesthetics for saris. You have to make sure the first pieces, so prototype development, which happens, is done with is with you and with your senior. So you guys have to make sure whatever we design, you create the product out of it. So we used to develop the products. So there are production teams where we have saris, kurtas, lehengas, menswear, and recently we have ready to wear also for international market. So in that time, sari production, I think so within 6 months, he was happy with my performance. I did few samples which he really loved. He asked me to join the design team. So after 6 months of my joining, I joined the core design team, started assisting him with other 12 designers. I worked as a design team member for 3 years. Then after 3 years, he asked me that, would you like to head sari department as a business head? So I said yes to it. I became head of saris. I ran sari department for almost 3 years, showed really good grades during the pandemic when everything was going down, and churned around the business. And later on, I think so last year, I don't know what went through my mind, that I quit my job. And Sabya was super unhappy with it, that I'm quitting it. But I think so I quit. I used to get a call from him or a message from him almost every week saying that you need to come back as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a tight slap with this. So within the time period of 2 months, I joined back. He asked me to become a product development head for Sabyasachi, and be in design team and help him with the new developments. Recently, then with my I think so experience and everything, I suggested him, let's go and visit Premier Vision Paris, which is one of the famous textile fairs for all the textile industry members. We visited Paris for Premier Vision, which he loved. It's like if you leave a kid in a candy store, wo jaake is chocolate ko lega, us chocolate ko lega. That is how Sabyasachi was running in Premier Vision stall areas. That this is so lovely, this is so beautiful, because you get to see so many textiles. And then he used to ask me about, what do you think so, how this textile was developed? What is the base fabric? Since I worked with textiles and I like this tactile experience of touching a textile. So I used to touch the textile, I used to give him the explanation, okay, what is this and how can we use it? Where can we apply in our products? And after 6 months of that job, recently in June, I suppose, he gave me the position of head of apparels. So currently now I'm heading apparels for men's, women's, ready to wear, international, everything for Sabyasachi.
You all are so proud of you. कुछ चीजें तो मुझे आज पता चली है. सोचो यार, we both are, हम लोग कितने, yeah, like goosebumps आ गए हैं बच्चों को. अच्छा, यहाँ से बच्चों, आप में से किसी को कुछ पूछना था? ये थक गया है बोलते बोलते, बेचारा बोल ही रहा है. हाँ.
Ma'am, can I ask the question?
Yes, please.
Hello, sir. I'm Tanisha from Lalitpur.
Okay.
And I never miss an episode of Band Baja Bride. And I want to ask you, as Sanyukta ma'am has told us, we have to be consistent regarding our grades in NIFT. Like, you have to maintain your grades to a certain level. How did you do it? Matlab, how to be consistent in NIFT?
Okay. Yeah, Sanyukta is quite right that you have to be consistent about your grades, because what happens is, firstly, I'll tell you what happens. Why is she telling you all of this, that you guys have to be consistent about your grades, is the reason, since now they... Sorry, somebody was saying something?
No. Please continue.
So, so what happens is, currently every day there are new NIFT centers coming up. There are a lot of people drawing towards design. So the competition has increased. So when companies come for placements, what they do is they tell you that somebody who has 8-point grade as a CGPA or 8 and above CGPA can only apply for this job. So this is how they filter the first lot. That is why when she says that you have to be consistent about your grades, that is the meaning. This is the importance of being consistent for your grades. How did I achieve it is, again, I would say with sheer perseverance and with sheer hard work. And I would say it's just that you have to be on it. If you are passionate about it, it's an easy game. You don't have to work hard, study hard.
You loved that movie. क्या था वो? Siddharth Malhotra one. The first movie. Student of the year. Got an award, the best student of NIFT and the best graduation project award also, along with this achievement of this Sabyasachi thing. So, like, ये अपने बारे में तो बताएगा नहीं, इसलिए मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. It really takes a lot hard work जहाँ पे वो खड़ा है. So he has earned that. Please continue.
Lord, I feel like Asharam Bapu right now. Okay. तुम लोग रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, इसको कहीं पोस्ट मत कर देना प्लीज, नहीं तो सही बता दिया
जाने वाला है.
Okay, so yes, it's because of hard work, I suppose, and I was passionate about it because I fought with my parents. I wanted to do design. I was up for AFMC, Armed Force Medical College. I had gotten into it, but I didn't show those grades and results to my parents. Otherwise, I would have pushed into it. So I fought with them, and I came to NIFT. So I didn't have any chance because I couldn't be a bad example for any of my cousins or people whosoever, because it's against society and people starts bothering you with so much of things and your parents with so much of things. I didn't have that opportunity or that luxury to be leisure about it and be lazy about it. So that is how I think. So that drove me on every day that I need to push myself. I was really bad at embroidery, and Sanyukta was really great at one. I was superly bad. That was the only subject I think. So I got really bad grades. And today I'm sitting in an embroidery company. So anyways, grades for you, but you also need to learn and explore. That is how I think. So you can gain as much as consistency in grades, and you can land up wherever you want.
Okay, anyone else, guys?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Adya Tak. I have two questions. Hello, sir. So, how is the day in your life working at Sabyasachi? That's my first question.
Oh God. How's a day in my life working at Sabyasachi or in Sabyasachi?
In Sabyasachi.
Okay. In Sabyasachi is crazy because first of all, Sabyasachi himself is a workaholic person. But also what happens with him is, like, the day I joined till date, he's almost 48, I suppose. So till date, he works continuously. Why he works continuously? Not because he's a workaholic, but he has a vision. He has a dream. He has passion about what he's doing. He loves doing it. So that is how he works. So when we are at Sabyasachi, or when you're working in Sabyasachi, why these two terms are different is because when you work in Sabyasachi as a part of Sabyasachi is, आप चाहे सुबह सो रहे हो या शाम को सो रहे हो या शाम को पार्टी में हो, कभी भी एक्सपेक्ट करो कि सर का आपको कॉल आ सकता है. Sabya can call anyone at any time because he needs info for him to go ahead. And if we are the person who are holding these informations, and if we are the pillars who are holding this organization for production and for design, then we need to be available for him with all the data and things required. So it's always busy, first of all. It's exciting, second of all. And it's a learning almost every day, because you're working with a person who is an inspiration for so many people, not only on the grounds of design, but also on the grounds of as a person, as a nature of a person, because the way he's caring and down to earth, and still goes around, like he loiters around with so many big celebrities. Like every day or night, he's been in New York for past one and a half month. He's been meeting so many international designers, and when he comes back to Calcutta, he sits with us and eats his lunch. Like we are designing and he's eating his lunch and he's eating his dal bhat with his hand. He's like, he's that ground down to earth. So we learn on a daily basis. It's busy with work, but on a daily basis we learn a lot. That is how my life at Sabyasachi, since morning to night to evening to midnight also.
Okay.
Thank you. One more question. Is there anything which is an
Sorry. तेरा कुछ काम है श्रेयांश अभी?
That you should even do before joining college, some like dressing well or Microsoft.
Adi, you have to repeat your question. I didn't get it. Sorry.
Sure. So I had another question. That is there anything which is an important skill in fashion? Anything that should have been done before college, like collecting information about costing for different brands, or anything you would like to say?
Okay, the basic concept, the basic thing which you need to know before getting into fashion is how to make it strong and how to apply your research. That is one thing which is very strong, which should be strong before entering into college, because you should know. Because what happens is, हमारे दिमाग में 50,000 ideas आते हैं. I think so 50 लाख idea आते हैं. लेकिन हम लोग क्या करते हैं, इसके बारे में दिमाग में सोचते हैं, दिमाग में ख्याली पुलाव बना के उसको दिमाग में सब कुछ करके खत्म कर देते हैं. What we don't do is we don't write it down when we have those ideas. So कई बार इतने amazing ideas होते हैं जो बाहर निकल जाते हैं हमारे दिमाग से. So if you have this habit, अगर आपको आइडिया आ रहा है, अगर आपको कुछ इंस्पिरेशन दिखा, आजकल सब लोग बैठ के सिर्फ या तो इंस्टाग्राम रील्स देखते हैं या इंस्टाग्राम रील्स बनाते हैं, और इंस्टा फ्रेंडली तो इज एवरीवन. So first thing is, if you like anything, click a picture other than your face, obviously. So if you like anything, click a picture, keep it as a reference to yourself. So you can, because you saw it, when you liked it. So liking a thing, there is a lot of science behind that. Why did you like it? You have to start asking this question, why? If I like it, why? If I have to wear it, why? If I have to drink, why? If I have to eat, why? There has to be a question behind that, because now our brains are so mature and they understand so much. Because when you start asking these questions, why? So you get to know a lot of things about it. Like you saw a flower and you said, I need to click a picture. So you click the picture. Why did I like it? Maybe because of the color. What was about the color? Why the color? Because it was so vibrant, other than from the other flowers which were there. Because you go to a flower shop, you pick up a red rose, or you pick up a carnation, or you pick up an orchid. So why did you pick that up? Or why did you pick up a red rose? Why did you pick up a blue orchid? Why didn't you pick up a white carnation? Why didn't you pick up a yellow lily? Because something caught your eye. It was either the blue or purple color of the orchid, or it was this fragrance of rose. Something picked it up. And it created some sensations in your mind, and you picked it up. So before entering into college, people should have this clear idea of research, how to do a research, how to convert vision. and have a vision. True. So these are the things.
So much. So it was very helpful, and thank you so much for spending.
So Zeba, पूछो या जल्दी. He has.
Hi sir, I am Zeba, and मेरा question ये है कि मुझे अभी तक मैं जब से मैं एंटर हुई हूँ इस फील्ड में, तब से मैंने यही सुना है कि आप अपने ड्रीम कॉलेज या ड्रीम प्लेस आप कैसे अचीव कर सकते हो, लेकिन मुझे तो खुद ही फेमस होना है एज अ फैशन डिजाइनर. हाँ. मुझे खुद फेमस होना है एज अ फैशन डिजाइनर. तो आप ये बताओ कि मतलब क्या
मतलब मैं क्या बताओ तुमको फेमस होना, मैं क्या बताऊं? Yes. It's a great thing to have a dream and to feel passionate about it, that okay, I have a dream, I have this vision for myself that in my life I want to become famous, I want to make a difference to the world or wherever, like whatever.
आज तुमने बोला कि चाहे वो छोटे कॉम्पिटिशंस हो या बड़े कॉम्पिटिशंस हो, पार्टिसिपेट, वहां से आप दिखोगे. Am I correct?
Correct. You have to hone your skills. That's it. Because you have a vision.
उन्होंने निफ्ट मुंबई से किया है, तो उन्होंने मतलब इतना करके उन्होंने कुछ फैशन शोज वगैरह किया और उनका डेनिम ब्रांड है और लेविस, उसमें उनको बस जॉब मिली.
नहीं, तो वो उन्होंने वो जॉब चूज की है. किसी को रुकना नहीं है. They have to just. हमारे यहाँ लैक्मे फैशन वीक का भी आया था ऑप्शन. It was costing us, I guess, 75,000 or 1 lakh something. So sometimes you'll have to be capital wise strong and you have to come for the competition. जब आप outside world में आओगे, competitions में दिखोगे, तभी आप दिखना शुरू होगे. And that's how, जब आपके designs दिखते हैं, तो ही आप like आप visible होगे, तभी आप दिखोगे. What I believe, है कि नहीं?
True, because you're passionate about it. Anyways, you have a game plan. You have to create your game plan. अगर आपको फैशन डिजाइनिंग करना है, you have to make sure that दुनिया में बतेरे फैशन डिजाइनर पड़े हुए हैं. आप उनसे कैसे अलग हो सकते हैं? आपका लैंग्वेज कैसे अलग हो सकता है कि लोग आपके पास आए? Because anyways, in the end, I think so. एक टूथपेस्ट बेचना आसान है, लेकिन एक अनसीन स्किल को बेचना मुश्किल है. Creativity, creating design is an unseen skill. It's an unseen talent. आपको उसको बेचना है. So आपको डिजाइनर होने के साथ साथ एक एंटरप्रेन्योर, एक बिजनेसमैन भी होना जरूरी है, ताकि आपको पता चलेगा. क्योंकि मुझे कैपिटल चाहिए. हर किसी के पास घर में इतना पैसा नहीं होता है कि माँ बाप इन्वेस्ट कर दें. But other ways, there are so many ways people sponsor. Government have so many schemes and sponsorships, and you can utilize them and hone your skills and grow out your business. It's just one single start that you need to take, and it goes well.
Okay, so I think कि मुझे अब कोई questions पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है. He has already like फैल गया है ये रायते की तरह. So इसने सब कुछ, I think everything, सब कुछ explain किया है आप लोगों को, and they are super satisfied. So guys, I think इसे काम भी होगा and हमने इसका बहुत सारा टाइम ले लिया है. So lastly, श्रेयांश, आप हमारे बच्चों को wish करो and just कुछ ऐसे sentences, कुछ ऐसे words जो इनको इनका एग्जाम, entrance exam crack करने में इनकी help हो सके. So over to you.
Oh God. Okay. So first of all, definitely all the best to all of you. Do your best. The only thing which I could say is don't stress about marks. Just be sure about your idea and your vision, where you want to take yourself to. Be passionate about it. Once you're passionate about it, nothing can stop you. Yeah. Trust me. Nothing can stop you. I think so. That's all.
Okay, so guys, should we end this session? All of you?
तो बोलो भैया, मेरे पास आधा घंटा है तुम लोगों के लिए, लेकिन तुम लोग अपना बता सकते हो.
Actually, इनकी रीजनिंग की क्लास है और मैंने क्लास आधा घंटा एक्सटेंड कर दी है. So we would love to have you again, श्रेयांश. ऐसे बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स, ऐसे बहुत सारी डिस्कशंस, आपसे बहुत कुछ सीखा है इन लोगों ने आज. What I believe, बहुत कुछ सीखा है. So let's take 2 to 3 hours out probably. हम एक दिन डिसाइड करते हैं और 1-2 घंटे लेते हैं, जहां पे जितने क्वेश्चंस तुम पे बॉम्ब फेंक सके उतना फेंकने दो, and just answer them all, because you are one of the greatest inspirations जो इनके पास है सामने, ठीक है? तो यस, ठीक है, एंड मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ तुम समझ सकते हो।
बाय बाय।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, guys, I'm ending this session. ठीक है? And take a break for 10 to 15 minutes, and then your reasoning class will start.